you and good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam's Sports Report. Today's date is Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. Today we're going to go over head coaching, and we might not get through all of it, but we're going to start there. Saturday, February 3rd. Here we go over the coaching jobs. Jim Harbaugh is my number one candidate, who has had success everywhere he has gone. From Stanford to the 49ers, back to the college game in Michigan. He has made average quarterbacks into above-average starters. Starting with Colin Kaepernick, who was an above-average to average quarterback. Alex Smith, who was an above-average quarterback but could never win a Super Bowl. To national champion J.J. McCarthy this season, and more. All he's ever done as a program is win. He brought the 49ers to a Super Bowl and also won a national championship, as we just mentioned. Now on to Lions coach Ben Johnson, who led Jared Goff back as a quarterback. He had the most success for the Lions since 1957, which they went to the NFC Championship this year. In 1957, they won 2 playoff games. Bob Slawski, Texans offensive coordinator. C.J. Stroud, Rookie of the Year. Reason being that I would like Bobby Slawski to be my coordinator. Number 4 would have been Mike Vrabel, who did a great job with the Titans, leading them to the NFC Championship. Yes, didn't make the playoffs just 3 of 5 years, but he needed a new start, and that could have been with the Patriots. Speaking of the Patriots, here we go with the real hire, and then we'll go over why I think they should have hired somebody else. The first coach was Jerod Mayo of the Patriots. I would give them a B- or C+. The reason I am giving the Patriots that grade is for several reasons. I think it's a great story, and I want to start with that. He was the youngest African-American coach to be hired, and was the first youngest coach to be hired this offseason. Now he's the second youngest coach to ever be hired after another team made a move. But the Patriots guaranteed they would hire him. And the reason I don't like that is because you can't guarantee a guy hire him at that position before you do your research. And several years before, that was a deal made when they decided to part ways with Bill Belichick. It was in his contract. So I'm sure Bill Belichick got a lot of say in that. My third pick would have been Ben Johnson. From my understanding, now I never know if they made the calls to those guys. But just because he hasn't had much success as a head coach and hasn't had any experience, that's why I gave the Patriots a B- to a C+. My guys would have been in this order. Bob Slawski, Texans offensive coordinator, who led C.J. Stroud as the Rookie of the Year. Because the Patriots are projected to draft a quarterback, I think he would have done a great job with another rookie quarterback. Mike Vrabel, former Titans head coach and Patriots great player. I thought he did a good enough job and would have been a step up over Jerod Mayo. And then Ben Johnson, who led the Jared Goff back to being a good quarterback. I realized there was only 2 of the 3. I realized none of these coaches that I just mentioned were hired, but I would at least made the phone call. The second head coach is Antonio Pierce. I like the hire. It's hard for me to give much insult to the hire. He wanted the job. He deserved it. It was his dream job. He did well as an intern coach for the Raiders this year. That's what brought me over to him over Jerod Mayo. I give the Raiders a B-, B+ to the Las Vegas Raiders. For the Titans, I'm not sure about the whole hire, but he did lead the Bengals to 2 AFC championships. So for that reason, I give them a B, B-. He worked it to 2 AFC championships in a row and a Super Bowl appearance. Joe Burrow, and I think they will have success. I just don't know how good it will be for the Titans and whether it will be better than Mike Vrabel, who got fired, or would it be, or will it be B or B minus? Or will the Titans be looking for a new head coach in 2 to 3 seasons? The Kansas Jayhawks will play Houston. LJ Cryer averages 15.1. Kevin McCullough averages 19.8. Those are players to watch out for. Hunter Dickerson can step out and hit the big shot. DJ DeJuan Harrison has struggled for the Jayhawks. He needs to show up bigger. Houston is favored by 1.5, but the Jayhawks are leading. Um, 30-15. So starting out with the blowout, I told you the Jayhawks would win. Game time was at 3. Mizzou is losing to Vanderbilt again. Final score in that game. Missouri has no conference wins. We'll talk about that more on Sunday or Monday. Vanderbilt is ahead 38-29 and started the second half. Missouri is losing again to yet another team that hasn't won a game. Kansas played Oklahoma State in a bad loss, 75-72. Kansas State started 4-1 in conference play, has dropped to 4-5. The Oklahoma State is just 10-12. The Cats are now 14-8 and are looking outside on the outside of the tournament as of right now. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.
That was the best one you've ever done.
You think? And this week we'll have a special presentation on Monday and a new topic on Monday. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. Have a good afternoon. The Pro Bowl tomorrow will be the Peyton Manning versus the Eli Manning team. That flag football game, boring. Kicks off at 2 o'clock on the ABC, ESPN plus ESPN. That's Sam Vaughn Sports.